Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to the Sports Perspective TV. As always, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate you taking your time out to watch the video and interacting with the video as well. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Joshua Dasilva and Kavem Imlach. As you know, the test series between West Indies and Australia is coming up shortly. And the wicket-keeping position is definitely a position in which there is a lot of competition for that spot, right? So we're going to be discussing the both options, both players, looking at their performance in the recently concluded West Indies Championship, and then giving you the viewers and subscribers, an opportunity to share your thoughts as it relates to either player. So as a matter of fact, that would be the question that I want you to answer in the comments. Which of these players would you give the starting spot to, for the Australia series? So let me know in the comment section. Would it be Joshua Dasilva or Kavem Imlach? But before I get into the details, I would really appreciate if you take a few seconds to just like the video, subscribe to the channel. Free and simple ways for you to support the channel, but it definitely goes a far way in helping the channel to grow and also getting the video in the YouTube algorithms as well. So take a few seconds to do that, and then we'll get into the details. All right, so now that's out of the way, right? So, like I said earlier, the wicket keeping position, is one that has been under scrutiny for a while. A lot of people, obviously Joshua Dasilva had a long run where he wasn't really doing much with the bat, right? Kavem Imlach, has been in and around the squad for a while, but was not getting an opportunity, right? Andre Kohli finally made the decision to drop Joshua Dasilva in the Pakistan series and give him like an opportunity, and he did relatively okay, right? Definitely had a good showing with the gloves, right? His keeping was definitely top notch, right? His movement, his catches, of course, because as a keeper you're expected to take catches, but just his overall keeping, was really good, in Pakistan, on a pitch that was offering a lot of assistance for spin bowling, right? So there was a lot of turn that he had to deal with, and I think he definitely displayed, like I said, had a good showing with the gloves. With the bat as well, he didn't score a lot of runs, but as you can tell from the Pakistan series, most of the West Indies batsmen did not score a lot of runs due to the difficulty of batting on the wickets in Pakistan, which were extremely spin friendly. But Imlach did have, I think it was 1 or 2 innings where he batted for a bit, and did show a bit of class with the bat as well, even though he did not score what you would say is have a huge score, right? But I think he definitely showed that he's capable with the bat as well. So then obviously we'll move on to the West Indies Championship, where both players played, right? And both of them had brilliant seasons, right? So Joshua Dasilva, actually finished second place in terms of runs scored, only behind his teammate Jason Mohammed. So Joshua Dasilva's stats in the 2025 West Indies Championship was, so he played 6 matches, batted in 10 innings, and he scored 583 runs, right, at an average of 64.74. Compare that to Imlach, who also played in 6 matches, also batted 10 innings, scored 538 runs at an average of 67.25. Right, so there is about what would you say that now? 45 run difference between what Joshua Dasilva scored for the season and Imlach. Right, Imlach has the better average, but Joshua Dasilva scored more runs. Now, do you think that's enough for Joshua Dasilva to regain his spot in the team? Or do you think Imlach, should keep his spot in the team? Definitely share your thoughts in the comment section as it relates to that. Personally, I would continue with Imlach, right? So let me first say this, right? So whichever one they decide to go with, obviously I support the team. And I would not have any complaints, right? Because Dasilva, he did perform a bit better with the bat than Imlach in the West Indies Championship, right? So, that's because if we're going to be selecting players on run scored performance and their performance, he definitely put up some brilliant performances in the West Indies Championship. So you can say he warrants a spot. Imlach also did the same, right? But there can only be one keeper, right? So, but personally, I would keep Imlach, right, in the starting spot. Reason being, there's not much of a difference in terms of runs scored between him and Joshua Dasilva. But I do think Imlach is at the point in his career there's a bit more hunger, right? For it. I think he's hungry for it, right? And I want to see him how he equips himself, in the test arena on pitches, right? That aren't as spin friendly, right? And the test series against Australia will be in home conditions, right? So he will be familiar with these conditions, right? Obviously the Australian bowling lineup, they will pose a challenge, but he'll be playing in conditions that he's familiar with. So I want to see him see what he does, at the highest level. And it's for that reason I would give him the nod ahead of Joshua Dasilva. Obviously Joshua Dasilva would still be in the squad. And I don't remember how many test matches will be in the series, right? But I would start the series with Imlach. If he has terrible performances, in the first match, then you can always consider giving Joshua Dasilva the go for maybe the third test. I'll double check how many matches will be in the series, right? But personally, that I would go with Imlach, just because he's of the hunger that I think he has. He has been in and around the squad for a while, right? There are so many series that he toured with the team. He went to Australia with the team when we pulled off that heroic that historic victory, on the back of Shamar Joseph's heroics. He was in that squad. I think he toured England as well. And a few other tours that he went and was named in the squad but was never given the opportunity, right? Finally got his opportunity in Pakistan. So I think, I would continue with him. Obviously it's a new coach, right? It's Darren Sammy. Nobody knows what Darren Sammy will do, as it relates to the test team, right? So it's definitely one that I'm watching. Definitely will be definitely intrigued and interested in seeing, how Darren Sammy and his coaching staff will handle this one. Definitely a tough decision, right? Because both players are batting well, both players are in form. I do think Imlach has the edge keeping wise, right? But it will be interesting to see what they end up deciding to do. But definitely let me know in the comment section what you would do. Which one of them would you pick for the Australia series, at least I'd pick as starter, right? Because I think both of them will be in the squad, but who would you give the nod in the starting 11 to for that Australia series? Definitely let me know in the comment section, right? But that's all I have for you in this one. As always, thank you for watching. Do remember to like the video, share your thoughts in the comment section, and subscribe. As always, thank you, and I will see you in the next video.